Play up the lam, lang may your lumreek, and happy new year to those of you who don't speak tartan. My name is Strange Fish and this is Trailer React. And my drink is green. And yes, of course, I mean horror movie trailers, because what else would I react to? We're going to do January and February together because there's only about 4 released in total between them, so not enough for their own separate videos. First up, having the honour of not only being the first horror movie of the year, but the first anything movie of the year, it's Night Swim. If you watch a lot of short horror films on YouTube, you might have come across this one already. It's a 3-minute long short film by Bryce Maguire and Rod Blackhurst, and you can watch it for free on YouTube, and I'll put the link in the description. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but this is how I'm doing it apparently. And it's about a young woman having a night swim in her swimming pool, which is cool and groovy and relaxing, until she sees a rather not cool and groovy and very decidedly unrelaxing spooky ooky face staring at her from under the water. No, she's under the water and the face not into the water. I know what I meant. Keep up. In and of itself, it's a very simple, very effective short film. It's now been made into a feature-length film with Bryce Maguire back as writer and director, with horror heavyweights, Atomic Monster and Blumhouse Productions. The teaser trailer I saw didn't really do an awful lot for me. The full-length trailer is a bit more interesting, but then people who edit trailers are pretty good at editing trailers. It follows the standard idea of a young family moving into a new house, only to find that there are sinister goings-on. But instead of it being in the house this time, it's out in the swimming pool, which seems like a very easy way to escape, because you just go in the house. Maybe. One thing that I thought was decidedly stupid was the scary voice at the end of the teaser trailer. Marco. Why? But in its favour, the underwater shots look really good with a nice use of open space. So it's definitely one I'm interested in going and seeing, and hopefully it will be quite an interesting outing. She says questioningly, not quite sure. Come on, we all know I have bad taste in movies anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I say. But I will be going to see this one as soon as I get the opportunity. And if you want to see it as well, I'm going to start a little bit of audience participation for the possibly 2 pals of mine that might still watch these videos. Leave a little comment and say splish splash if you want to watch this film as well. Yeah. Lisa Frankenstein. Now, when I first saw the title for this film, my face did this. Nani? Right, I know it's a terribly attractive face to pull, but after watching the trailer, I kind of got into it. Something about it seemed cheesy and 80s and dated and ugh. And then the more I watched it, the more I realised it was cheesy and 80s and yay. I quite liked it. It looks like good, campy, weirdo fun. And from writer Diablo Cody, who wrote Jennifer's Body and Juno, if we don't know, because I didn't and had to look it up. It seems like the kind of quirky, interesting kind of storytelling that she's used to doing. I don't know. Do I know what I'm talking about? The main character is a girl called Lisa Swallows. Yes, that's her name. Please don't make any jokes. And she resurrects an old Victorian corpse with the help of an old tanning bed and a lightning storm. I don't know anything about science or sciencey stuff, so I'm going to guess that's all pretty legit. But unfortunately, her perfect man is not quite perfect and needs a few replacement parts, which leads to a little bit of body snatching fun. This film has all the big hair on neon colours and tutus and body dismemberment corpse retrieval that you would expect on an average girls' 80s themed night out. And if that's not what you expect on an average 80s themed girls' night out, then you're not doing it right. It seems to be a sort of romantic comedy of sorts, but with reanimated corpses. Kind of like Love, What was it called? Love Hurts, Love Bites? That one with the zombies and Nicholas Hoult. And for some reason it gives me Weird Science meets Heathers meets Frankenhooker vibes. I don't know if that says more about me than the film, but it says something. It's directed by Zelda Williams in, I think, her third outing as a director of films. I think she's done some music videos in the past, but she has one short named Shrimp, which I haven't seen, and one full-length feature called Kappa Kappa Die, which I intend to go and find, because with a title like that, how can I not watch it? I'm actually definitely looking forward to this one. This is a February film, by the way. The only one out so far in January is Night Swim. This one is a February film, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, and if you think you might want to go and see it, why not comment with them? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Horror 2. My first note on this one is... yeah, I was looking forward to the first one. I thought it looked decently stupid enough to be fun. And it severely disappointed me. And I'm kind of surprised that they're doing another one so soon. But it seems like the first one was more of a fundraiser to show people that they could make a movie. Even if I didn't particularly like the movie, some people obviously did. And now they're making a sequel. One thing I can say is that the masks look decidedly better. They've definitely put some of that 5.2 million that they made from the first one into better special effects. I don't know if that's going to save it, because the masks weren't the problem for me in the first one, because I knew what Winnie the Pooh was going to look like before I bought the film. Yes, I paid money for that thing. The face of Winnie the Pooh was plastered everywhere. We all saw that weird rubbery Poundland mask, and we still bought into it. It was everything else that kind of let it down. The bad writing, the bad acting, the gore over substance. The lack of humour, the lack of any love and care and attention paid to the original children's stories. That might have been a personal thing, because I love Winnie the Pooh. For this outing, they're going to be leaving the 100-acre woods and heading down to the little village of Ashdown, which is presumably for the essential upping the body count that all sequels must have. And I did complain at the end of the last movie that we had no owl and rabbit. Despite them being in the intro, they were just completely absent from the film. I kind of was expecting them to kind of pop up at the end after every other bad guy was killed and they think they're safe and, whoa, no, there's two more. You know, as a sort of sequel bait. Not that I wanted a sequel, but they didn't do it. And it was kind of sad, but also kind of not. But now they're in, which is kind of good, but also kind of not. And also, bounding out from underneath the copywriting issues, we have Tigger! Again, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but we have Tigger! And first look at the Tigger costume is, again, better than the originals. The costumes and prosthetics that they're using look like they're at least capable of some small amount of expression. I don't know if they're form-fitted prosthetics that the actor can move underneath, or if it's going to be slightly puppeteered, but it might give it some more believability. But believability is not really what we're going for in a Winnie the Pooh turns like a psycho killer. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I wanted this to be good. I wanted it to be funny and silly and over the top and nonsense, and it wasn't. So here's hoping for the next one. But the hope is very small. Itty bitty. What I would like to see at some point, however, is maybe an undead Eeyore back from the grave and seeking revenge, either on the Christopher Robin or maybe even on the other 100-acre woods pals who munched on his brains. Yes, I'm dead. Thanks for noticing. So the only pro I can think of for this one is that the characters do look a little bit visually more appealing. And the con is, it's another Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie. So if you are interested in giving them a second chance, why not comment with an "oh bother," because that's exactly what I'll be saying when I inevitably do watch it, because I'm a sucker.
Do you know how many followers I have?
This one stars 50 Cent. I don't know if I get sued for saying that, can I? I'm not saying anything bad about him. Can I move on from this bit? Let's move on. If you think that Skill House sounds like the name of some really awful, trite, online influencer group, you'd probably be kind of right, because that's kind of what this film seems to be about. A bunch of online influencers who spend most of the trailer shouting about how many followers they have.
They have tens of millions.
Get kidnapped and thrown into a giant mansion where they're all charged with the task of getting the most views from their videos at whatever cost. I don't know if the grisly goings-on are supposed to be a result of people going into Logan Paul-esque levels of gratuity, or if they're a result of getting the lowest views and being sacrificed, or a little bit of both. What I do know is that they have a very white set for a lot of blood to get splattered all over. And to be perfectly honest, nothing about this film appeals to me. It's just there. Teen slashery, and not necessarily of the highest quality. To be honest, if you want to see a film about the horrors of clout chasing, there are better versions of it out there. I would recommend Spree on Netflix, or even Camgirl is pretty decent. But you know what? Some teen slashers turn out to be fantastic. I said teen slashers, but I meant to say teen slashers. Some teen slashers turn out to be pretty decent. Although I'm not willing to pay money to go and see this one to find out if it is or not. If you are, why not comment with a like and subscribe? And while you're there, you could also maybe like and subscribe if you kind of like to want to subscribe to the film. And you can also tell me why you want to go and see this film. Seriously, why? But that is the films for January and February. There are obviously more coming this year, quite a fair few coming this year. At the time of writing this, most of them don't have an official release date. Some of them don't even have an actual synopsis. Gotta keep it all secrety, you know. Some of them don't even have a released cast announcement, and a couple of them don't even have a title. But hopefully I'll keep up on top of this, and I will be back in March for more horror trailer reacts. Toodly-oodly.
Strange fish.
Why did I say toodly-oodly? 'Cause that's what I felt like saying. Toodly-oodly, toodly-ood.